good morning everybody. Welcome to Crafter's Log number 16. Oh, I've got some plans this week. So, first of all, if you are new here, my name is Alex and I live in Yorkshire in the UK, and this is a channel all about crafts and little bits of vlogging daily life. I run a small business along with my partner Danny, and we have the My Yarny Corner business, which is hand-dyed yarn, and there's some patterns on the website. All the places you can find me are linked in the description box below. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. Thank you as always for spending some crafty time with me. So it's Monday morning. Well, it's not actually, it's Monday afternoon. Had a little bit of a busy morning. I've spun the wheel this morning. So if you're following along with Spin the Wheel, we have spun to work on something make-along related. If you don't have anything make-along related, just choose something else that you want to work on for 20 minutes each day. I'm going to be working on my Yarny Corner blanket, so I'm going to show you that first. Spin the Wheel is a really new thing we've started doing. I spin the wheel every Monday and the wheel has prompts for the month on it. I can't remember how many prompts are on it, about 7, maybe 8, something like that. And spin and spin and spin, see what comes up, and then at the end of the month I'll change the prompts. So this is my Yarny Corner blanket. I should be on strip 2. This is a blanket that we're all doing together. If you're making the C2C blanket as well, I have a tutorial to make this on the channel. So if you're new to the channel and you don't know anything about the My Yarny Corner blanket, we are making 8 squares a month in a patchwork style blanket. I do a live on the 1st of each month to talk you through what the next colours are. So this was January and I need to be up to date with February. So I've got another 8 squares to put in. So with my spin the wheel, that's what I'm going to be doing. My 8 squares. No, I'm going to get 7 in this week. That's the plan. 1 square a day. The squares take me between half an hour and 45 minutes. So that's the time that I'm going to be giving to spin the wheel every day this week. I'm planning to do my first one today while I'm making tea because we're having like a little bit of a mini roast. So it's a really easy project to pick up, put down while I'm cooking tea. So that is the plan. That's my next colour waiting to go in. I have wound the yarn, I just haven't done anything with it yet. So that's my first plan. I also, this weekend, have done lots of work. I don't know if you'll be able to tell how much work I've put into it, or you will from how much yarn's left. This is the Screen Porch Shawl by Purl Soho. I talked about this a lot more a couple of videos ago, a couple of Craftobers ago. I'll try and remember to link it in this video, but if I forget, I think it was on Craftober number 14. It's linked. I'm not going to be linking all of the patterns that I'm working on under every single video just because I don't have millions of projects, so you tend to see the same sort of things coming out until they're finished. But here we go. This is the Screen Porch Shawl. Now, I don't know whether you can tell how much more I've done on it, but if you look at the yarn, you can tell I've done a lot more by how much yarn I've got left. I still had quite a lot left at the end of last week. And it's a free pattern by Purl Soho on their website. I actually found it on Ravelry, and you know how sometimes with Ravelry they do the link to the website. That's what they've done. So it took me to the website, and it is my first Purl Soho pattern. And you know what? I am loving this. I really am loving it. I lost my knit mojo for a good few months. I really did. And I was starting to panic. I was thinking, what am I going to do without knitting? This brought it back. It really did. It's just such a fabulous, fabulous pattern. So I have done quite a bit of work on it. I'm not sure how big it's going to be. There was 2 sizes on this pattern. There's a small and a large. I've chosen the small because I didn't have enough yarn for the large. So I've chosen the small one. So I'm not quite sure how big it's going to be, but it doesn't matter because I am really, really enjoying it. And I like small shawls anyway. I always say I like a big shawl. But at the end of the day, it's the small shawls that I actually wear. I like the look of a big shawl and the wow factor that you get from the finished product. But I don't wear them. I wear the little ones. So I'm really looking forward to wearing this. The yarn is a My Yarny Corner yarn, and it's all... I can show you it in a skein because I've got 3 of them. This is the yarn. Isn't it lovely? So that is that. Also, I have a super big project on the go at the moment, which is my helping hand cross stitch. That is a focus to a finish for the end of February. So the majority of my crafting time at the moment that I get is going to that cross stitch. It was quite a big project for me. It was 38,000 stitches, which is the biggest project that I've done cross stitch wise to date. I know that it's not as big a project as what some of you cross stitches do, but it's a big project to me. So I'm really focused on finishing that one. I would like it finished by the end of February. I have worked out my stitch count and worked out how many stitches I need to do each day, which I'm not going to tell you because you'll go, wow, okay, Alex, that's a lot of stitches. But I'm going to, there's not a lot for you to see at the moment because it's in the Q snap. But that's the point where I'm at. I'm going to pop a picture on the screen of, when did I take a photo of it? Might have been Friday morning. I'd taken it out of the Q snap to move, so took a quick picture of it, so I'll pop that on the screen. So this at the moment is getting the majority of my crafting time, which is fine because now I'm a knitter, crocheter and cross stitcher, which is just mind-boggling to me. Back when I started this channel, I was a crocheter who wanted to learn so badly to knit. And that was not the only reason for starting the channel, but it was part of the reason for starting the channel. And once I learned how to knit, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. And then I joined my local knit group a couple of years ago now, and one of the ladies there was a big cross stitcher, and she made it her mission to get me hooked on cross stitch, which she did. It took her a year, but she did it. And I have not looked back since. Sorry, the cat had a hairball. I have found another passion that I love just as much as knitting and just as much as crochet. Just 1 second. Sorry about that. So yeah, I found this passion that I love just as much, and I've just had to fit it in. I've just had to fit it into everything else that I do. So running a small business, homeschooling my youngest, and knitting and crocheting, and now cross stitch as well. As if I didn't have a lot going on, I now have to fit in cross stitch because I love it so much. I fell well and truly down the rabbit hole and I just love it. So that is that. Something else very, very exciting happened a few days ago. I think it was Friday. And this is because of one of you wonderful, wonderful people. So I shared, I think it was the week before last week, I shared this bag that Danny had bought me for Christmas. And I absolutely love it. You know how Snoopy obsessed I am. And I absolutely love it. And he bought me it for Christmas. And when I opened it on Christmas Day, it had a little business card tucked inside it. And the most amazing thing was it was from a seller quite local to me. So I was flabbergasted. Danny didn't know either. And I just love it. The Snoopy is not printed, it's embroidered on. Can you see? And it's a denim bag. It's just perfect. It's got a little popper, and I keep all of my yarny corner blankets in there at the moment because it's small, but I also keep my sock projects in there, and I absolutely love it. And I take it to knit group every week. And I said on the channel when I shared this bag that I was going to share the name of the shop. On the business card she'd written that she was moving to a website as well, and I didn't want to share the Etsy store because I didn't want to confuse the situation. We migrated from Etsy to our own website, and we found it a little bit difficult because people kept going back to Etsy to try and buy offers, but we'd moved, and it caused so much confusion for our customers. So I didn't want to do that. The shop owner's called Lynn. I didn't want to do that to Lynn, so I thought I'm going to wait until she's moved over to the website and just share the website. And that's what the plan was. But one of you had other ideas, and one of you knew the shop. I don't know if you just found it or you knew of this lady's work. I'm not 100% sure, but you contacted Lynn and you told her about my channel, which was so lovely of you to do. And she actually reached out, and it was so sweet, and she just said thank you so much for sharing my business. And I was honestly so touched. I really was. So her website has gone live now. I'll pop a picture on the screen. It's called Chevin Gifts, and the Chevin is just over the way a little bit from us, about 5 minutes away, not very far. And she has some amazing things. She also has, and I can't remember off the top of my head the name of the Etsy shop where she sells knitting things, but I'll write it on the screen. So she's currently moving everything over to a website, although the Etsy shop is still open, she's told me, so you can still go to the Etsy shop. But she has an array of gifts which are all handmade and are absolutely amazing. And this is what I love. Where I can, I always try to support a small business in the majority of things that I do. Obviously not my supermarket shop, but for the majority of things that I do, I try to support a small business because I think it is so important to do so. And just this is just proof in itself of what what a small business does. Not only did she reach out, I also received a package in the post this morning. I was going to pick the bag up to show you, but I can't because my address is on the front. And I thought, oh, what's this? I've not ordered anything. And inside was this lovely little note, which is just so sweet. And it's from Lynn. And I'm not going to tell you what it says, but it's so sweet. And because obviously she now knows I'm Snoopy obsessed, I got this gorgeous pencil case. Look how well made this is. So this is canvas, and it's got the Snoopy and Charlie Brown print. It's got this gorgeous ring pull, and inside it's even lined. It's beautiful. It is so well made. A Snoopy pen. This, I was so excited. And if that wasn't all, she also gave me some beautiful stitch markers. So I'm going to show you one of them because they're all the same but different colours. And I've got a pink one, a purple one, a red one, a blue one and a green one. And they are beautiful. And the gold as well. I don't have many gold ones. I've normally got silver ones. These are gold. They are beautiful. I was absolutely blown away. And what am I trying to say? It shows you the level of appreciation that you get when you shop at a small business. You know that when you've placed that order with a small business, you've A, made a difference to the small business, and B, made somebody really, really happy. And that is the reason why. And I will be going back to Chevin Gifts, A, because she's local to me, and B, because I love my bag so much. She has another one on there that I'm already eyeing up. If you go and have a look on the website, I'm sure you'll know exactly which one it is. So I might, for Mother's Day, see if Danny will get me that one. But yeah, it's just fabulous. And like I say, this is the difference between shopping from a local small business or any small business, regardless how local, to shopping with the big corporate places. And I don't mean to rant on about that kind of thing. I really don't. But as a small business owner, it's just appreciated, and it's, you know what it means. So I was so pleased and touched to receive this gorgeous pencil case, a beautiful note, and I will be sharing Lynn's shop and asking you, next time you're looking at a small business, consider Chevin Gifts, because there are some lovely things on there. So that was very exciting and very sweet. I forgot to put my pen away. So yeah. And yeah, that's it for plans for today, really. We've got a members get together tonight. We are having a pub quiz on the members live tonight, which is really, really exciting. So we've got that at 7 o'clock. So I want to get tea done a little bit early, so I'm all ready for the members live tonight. I'm going to do a little bit of cross stitching. I want to get my crochet blanket squares in. And yeah, I think for now that's everything. There are other craft things that are coming up that I'm itching to try. But I'm not going to discuss it yet, because if I discuss it, I'll be like, oh, I've mentioned it now, I may as well start it. And I'm not going to. I'm going to just stick with what I've got going on at the moment. It's hard work being a crafter, isn't it? It really is, because you just want to do all of the things all of the time, and there just is not enough hours in the day. But she jumped on my cross stitch. She jumped on my cross stitch. It's okay. It's okay. That's why I should never leave my cross stitch there. Goodness, that was close. If she'd have had her claws out, what would have happened to that? Pollyanna. Oh my word. On that note, I'm going to go and check my cross stitch. I'll be back. See me? Right, I'm just starting peeling vegetables and editing the video. And when I was talking about small businesses, I don't think I explained properly what I meant. So I'm going to try it again. The little touches that you get, that I always try to do whenever anybody shops with us. I always try to do little touches that are more of a personal touch that you get from a small business, like Lynn reaching out and just, you know, saying thank you. That's what you don't get from the big corporate places. And in this day and age, I think it's really hard. I'm sorry to go on a tangent, but I'm gonna. It's really hard for small businesses. There's no support anywhere from anybody. You've just got to do it yourself and just keep going. And some days are really hard, and some weeks are really, really hard. But the level of care, attention, and personal touch that you get from a small business. You'll never, Morrison's don't thank me when I share something that I've bought in Morrison's. They don't care. But a small business gives you that. And like I say, it's something that I always try to do with our business, just giving little personal touches where I can to make people hope that they know that they're valued when they shop with us. And that's what you get. That's the bit that I was trying to explain. And that's why I will always, where I can, support a small business. It's not always possible, but where I can, that's what I choose to do. So that's what I was trying to explain while I'm chopping carrots. I'm doing it again. So yeah, I hope that came across, but that's kind of what I meant. Right, I'm going to carry on making lunch tea. I'm just sitting working on my cross stitch, and this is where I'm up to now. All this area is just grass, all this bit here, and it is so weird because I have no idea how this is going to end up looking like the grass in the picture. I've trusted the pattern all the way through, and at every point it turns out wonderful. And I feel like with this, I'm kind of just putting in stitches with no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing because I can't see how it's going to work. So I'm completely trusting the pattern and trusting that it's going to look right. But at the moment, it just seems a massive, just specks of green. I felt a little bit like that here when these are little leaves. And when I was doing this one, I was thinking this is not going to look like a leaf. And then it did. So I can't wait to see this. It gets to a point when all of a sudden the colour that you put in just pulls everything together. And it goes from looking like a pixelated image to looking amazing. And at this moment in time on this here, it just looks like a pixelated image. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to come together. I really am. So I'm going to come back when I've got a bit more into this and show you what I mean. I felt like that at every point. This is so different to what I've normally done. Normally I've done cross stitches where you've got a clear image immediately from the stitch that you put in, but you don't with this one. It's kind of like lots of little pixels to make the image. If I come really close to this, you'll see it really distorts. And as you're stitching, this is what you see. So you don't see the picture when you're close up stitching it, but as you step away, you can see it. Can you see the difference? Let me do it on this bit here. There you go. So you really don't, especially on there, you don't really see what you're stitching until you step back. And that's what I just wanted to show you on here, because it's exactly that. At the moment, I am seeing nothing. I'm not seeing the blades of grass at all, but I know that I'm going to. It's just so weird. So I'm going to come back when I've got a bit more stitching in. There we go. Doesn't it look much better? You can really start to see the definition now. It doesn't look like I've done much, but there's about 300 stitches there. This bit is very, very confetti heavy. So it could take me a while, but there's quite a lot of grass in this area to do. Then there's the pipe to finish off here. There's a little ladybird, which I'm looking forward to stitching, but it does come quite the way down. Oh, dog's knocking me. So there's quite a bit to do. There we go. So I've finished stitching for the day now, and I'm quite pleased with my progress because I didn't have much of this in at all. I think I just had a little bit here and that was it. So I've done the majority of this. But yeah, that is a mark there. If you can see that, I'm hoping to stitch over it. If not, it's getting a bath anyway. So I'm really pleased with that progress today. These leaves are a lot. They really are. There is a lot of confetti, a lot of colour changes, a lot of cream colour as well. They are a lot. So these bits are going to take me a while. But the whole piece is now at 66.28%. And there's just under 13,000 stitches left to do. There's 12,969 out of 38,459. So I'm really pleased. We're nearly there. Good morning, everybody. It is now Thursday morning. I have no idea what I filmed this week, but I have progress. This Wheel of Fun thing is working amazing for me. Look how much I've had done on my blanket. I've already got 5 squares in of the new colour. I am so impressed with the Wheel of Fun. If you don't know what the Wheel of Fun is, we spin it every Monday. There's prompts on the wheel and the wheel spins. It chooses a prompt for the week and you do 20 minutes, between 20 minutes and an hour, whatever works best for you, of a particular project each day. And it has worked amazing for me. So I've only got 3 squares to go. This will be done by Saturday, Sunday. So that'll be me all up to date. It chose for the wheel this week something, it chose a make-along project. Well, this is the My Yarny Corner blanket make-along. So done really well with that. And I've got progress on my Screen Porch Shawl by Purl Soho. I've already linked it in a video. I think it was the Crafter's Log about 2 ago, but it's the Screen Porch Shawl by Purl Soho. I'll try and remember to link it. And this is it. See, I don't know if you can tell my progress. I was at the start of the week right down here. I've been moving it up each day, so that's what I did on it just last night while I was watching football. And it's just looking lovely, absolutely lovely. I'm so pleased with this, I really am. So I've done really well this week. February is a bit of a miss month for me on the knitting and crochet because my huge goal is to finish my cross stitch, and the crafting time that I get, it's taking the majority of it. So I'm not getting a lot of time for knitting and crochet during February because I want it. We're doing March vlogs. That's the other thing. I asked last week for if you wanted to see March vlogs to say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and everybody did. I was over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. So I don't want to take my cross stitch into March and be working on it during March vlogs. I really didn't want to do that. So it's even more important that I finish it now. And I am going to tell you the stitch, I sort of alluded to it the other day. My stitch count a day to have this beast finished is 850, which is taking up the majority of my crafting time. I'm ending up with, I tend to finish it by sort of 7 o'clock on an evening. I get a really good chunk on a morning before I get ready and manage to get a bit of time in the afternoon. And then after tea to 7 o'clock, I really sort of go for it. And then it's usually done by about 7 o'clock. And then that's when I switch over to crochet first, and I do my time on my crochet squares, and then once that's done, I've been switching over to this. So I'm not getting a lot of progress this week at all, but that's okay. I'm saying this week, this month, because I really want to finish the cross stitch. Why am I putting that in there? That does not go in there. For Danny, he really likes it and he really wants it, so he's getting that. I could be a really tight fiance and say Happy Valentine's Day, but I'm not gonna.
I'll take it.
Oh. Oh, speaking of Valentine's Day, we do have a Valentine's Day sale on the website, which is buy one yarn, get a second for 30% off. So if you buy 4 yarns, 2 of them will be at a 30% discount, which works out, I think, at £11.20 for that second skein that you buy, which is really, really good. It's a really short sale because that's a really big sale for us to do. So I'm literally running it from today until 7 o'clock on Saturday. But there's plenty of yarn in stock, so hopefully some of you can get some nice Valentine's Day bargains, which will be good. And yesterday was a total washout. We had supplier issues yesterday, which then in turn took a long time to sort out. When we say things like our days never go to plan, this is one of the reasons why, which took some sorting out, having to find what we needed from a different supplier and having to do a lot of ringing round. We did manage to do it, but it's put everything back now that we were doing yesterday is now going to have to be done today, which means knit group's out of the equation. So these things just happen. It was a little bit frustrating yesterday because I thought everything was done and dealt with, and it just wasn't. And it's kind of put everything behind as well. So I won't go into details of it, but yeah, it's kind of set us back by about 3 days for what we needed to do. So that means knit group's out of the equation today, which I'm a little bit gutted about. Well, I am gutted about. But this is, you know, this is what happens when you're running a small business. Things don't always go to plan. So it took us a good couple of hours yesterday to sort the problem and find a new supplier. It wasn't our yarn. We have an amazing supplier for our yarn, and yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled. But it was something else, and I was so frustrated, but nevertheless it's dealt with, it's done now, and I've just got to play catch up now today because I lost time yesterday. So yeah, and that is about everything this morning. There's something I want to come back on and tell you about, which I'm going to do later on today once things have calmed down a little bit. It's a designer that I was introduced to by one of the ladies at Knit Group, but I'm going to talk to you about that in a little bit because I was thrilled. So I'm going to get off, do some jobs, and then I shall be back. Before I put you on the tripod, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. It is a designer on Ravelry. She's from France and she is a professional knitwear designer, and she's no longer designing professionally. So because of that, all of her self-published patterns she has now released for free. Let me show you. Here we go. Look. There are so many and they are all free. Aren't they amazing? There's a lot of colour work, a lot of shawls, a lot of garments, so many socks. Just beautiful. I've downloaded those ones, obviously. Just beautiful. So I will link that designer's Ravelry page in the description box below this video. Well, that's been another week. Where are the weeks going? It is now 3:30 and this week has gone nowhere. I'm not gonna lie, it really hasn't. So this might be a shorter vlog because I haven't had a lot of real crafting going on this week. I've been cross stitching, I've been doing my shawl, and I've been doing my squares, and I've kind of showed them all. So I don't have a lot of other crafting to really show you. So this weekend our plans are hopefully try and get some relaxing done. Our days are just going nowhere at the minute. I'm sure you all have the same thing, just some weeks are so intense and so full on that we just meeting ourselves coming backwards. But there we are, there we have it. There is another video going up on the channel tomorrow, which is the Advent video. The Advent goes on sale on March the 1st. And we're going to put a video up on the channel explaining what the Advent is this year, how it works, what's going on. There is a little surprise coming with the Advent as well, which we are very, very excited about. So on that wonderful, wonderful note, I'm going to leave it there. I know this vlog is a little bit shorter than some of them have been, but there's just not been a great deal of crafting gone on. There are things going on behind the scenes, but I can't share any of that at the moment, unfortunately. I just can't. But all will be revealed. I am doing some things that I've not shared on YouTube. I am planning some things that I haven't shared on YouTube, and that's taken up some of my time as well. But all that will be revealed at a later date. So for now, I've just been cross-stitching and making squares and doing my shawl. I'm going to try and remember to link the patterns that I've talked about this week in the description box below this video as well. Have a lovely week, everybody. Whatever it is you're doing, I hope you enjoy doing it. Like I said, there will be an Advent video for those of you that like to do the My Yarny Corner Advent. There is an Advent video going up tomorrow. And there will be a new Wheel of Fun on Monday. And don't forget, there's a Valentine's Day sale on the website. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody, from My Yarny Corner to all of you. I hope that you feel the love from us tomorrow. And have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.